it looks like Joe Biden might have gained a little bit of courage on the question of Palestine. President Biden announced that he is going to change course in his response to Israel's war on Gaza. Now, you all know the war on Gaza. Every single night, we literally cover Israel's war on Gaza, breaking down all the ways that the Israeli government has waged not just a war on Hamas, not just a war on violence or terrorism or whatever they want to tell you it is, but actually fundamentally has become a war against the Palestinian people, and specifically a war on the people of Gaza. We have talked about it. The international community has decried it. Everyone has spoken out about why the United States is critical to ending the war on Gaza. Why? Because we give them the money. We give them the weapons. We give them the political cover. We give them the defense systems. We do all the things that allow Israel to move with impunity. Well, Joe Biden finally grew something, a heart, a spine. I don't know. But he announced that the United States will not send weapons to Israel if they choose to invade Rafah. What does that mean? It means that Benjamin Netanyahu, for months, has said that Israel is going to invade the city of Rafah. Rafah is a city inside of the Gaza Strip. It's the southernmost city in the Gaza Strip. Rafah is a city that normally holds about 250,000 people. But right now, Rafah has 1.5 million people in it. So imagine that. Imagine it's a place that only holds 250,000 people, now having 1.5 million people in it, right? And then imagine why they're there. They're there because they've been kicked out of other places. Their homes have been destroyed. They've been bombed. They've been shot at. They've been starved. And so they moved from the north to the center to the south. They're all in Rafah. And now that they're packed in like sardines in a can, the prime minister of Israel has said they're going to have an invasion of that town, looking for Hamas, allegedly. But what everybody has said is, if you invade Rafah, there's going to be violence. If you invade Rafah, there is going to be a humanitarian crisis of almost unimaginable proportions. And it's not just Human Rights Watch saying that. It's not just the United Nations saying that. It's Germany saying that, and Israel don't have a closer friend in Germany. It's France saying it. It's Canada saying it. It's America, United States of America saying it. They're all saying the same thing. And Israel's like, nope, we're going to invade. Nope, we're going to invade. Nope, we're going to invade. And even when a ceasefire was on the table, Israel says, well, we'll do a ceasefire as long as we can still invade Gaza. What kind of ceasefire is that? And finally, Joe Biden said, enough. Finally, Joe Biden said, enough. In an exclusive interview with CNN, Joe Biden said, quote, civilians have been killed in Gaza as a consequence of those bombs and other ways in which they go after population centers. So now Joe Biden is finally acknowledging that civilians are being killed by Israel. These are war crimes. Now, let me take that back. It doesn't have to be a war crime. Sometimes you have casualties, civilian casualties in war. But the specific way that Israel is striking buildings without a military target, without forewarning, advance notice to the civilians, these are the parts that make them war crimes. Anyway, a week ago, as I said, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced that the Israeli state is going to invade Rafah, regardless of whether a ceasefire is made or not. And what they've been doing since then, that announcement, he's been surrounding the city. Israel has been surrounding Rafah since at least Monday, so that no one can leave, no one can escape. They've taken over the border, and they're ready to go. But Joe Biden says, wait, if you do this, you're not going to do it with American weapons. Now, that's a bold statement. That's an impressive statement. I got to say, I'm glad Joe Biden said that. Now, let's not pat Joe Biden on the back too much, because Joe Biden isn't doing it out of love. He's had 7 months to do stuff out of love or care. But he's looking bad. He's looking funny in the light. Joe Biden is looking less and less progressive in the light, as I try to tell y'all. Joe Biden knows that in November, he's running for office. There's a bunch of young people. There's a bunch of independents. There's a bunch of progressives. There's a bunch of radicals. There's a bunch of college students. There's a bunch of Arabs. There's a bunch of Muslims, all of whom absolutely do not want this war to continue, and they absolutely don't want Joe Biden to be president if he continues to prosecute this war. So Joe Biden has changed course. If he continues to change course, saying, look, we're not going to cover you in the UN anymore, saying, yo, we're not going to keep sending you money. Yo, we're not going to keep funding you to the tune of tens of billions of dollars now. We might see some change. So don't read too much into Joe Biden. Don't think he's a hero. Don't think he's doing you anything special. Don't think he's doing anything special for you. But do think that maybe as a cynical politician, he realizes that his bread will be buttered on the side of justice than on the side of the vicious occupation.